Good morning. I'm Julie Shenkman. I'm a board member with the Big Wave Group, but most importantly, I'm mom to Sam, who's over there, who's a future resident of Big Wave. And today is a most exciting day for us. Today we are excited to announce the commencement of construction. For this project that began 24 years ago by our founder, Jeff Peck, and you're going to hear from him a little bit later today. So for our program today, we have 4 speakers who are going to tell you about our project, and then we're going to have a Q&A. And then for anybody interested, we're going to have a tour of the physical property site where the building will be, which is just on the other side of this greenery if you haven't been on the site. Come on up, buddy. So this is Sam. I'm sure most of you have met him by now. He's a most social guy. So last year, Sam, who's 23, graduated from high school. You can see who has the control in our family. It's not me. So Sam graduated from high school, and what a lot of people don't realize about adults with special needs is, I'm going to tell them about that, is that when they leave the school system, a lot of their services just come to a grinding halt. So that's continuing education, that's job training, that's access to job opportunities. That's, for some of them, occupational therapy, physical therapy, and definitely their community integration and their community support. And it just ends, and it's a very challenging time for them. So in the Bay Area alone, there are over 55,000 people with special needs. And over half of them are, like Sam, adults over 18. And about 80% of those adults live at home. And their parents become their caregivers. And this is a challenge for them and for their parents. It's a challenge for them because they are very isolated often, and they get lonely. And, you know, Sam, the last thing he wants to do is be home with mom and dad. Am I right?
No, you're not.
Yeah. He wants to be with his friends. He wants to have purpose. He wants to have, you know, fun and things to do like all of us want. And so that is why we're creating Big Wave. And we want to tell you some details about the project today, but it's to create a life of purpose and joy and safety and community for these individuals. So I'm going to introduce next one of your favorite people. Yeah. So, no, I'm going to, though. So go sit down next to Leslie for a minute. Go sit down. So I'd like to introduce, to tell you a little bit more about our project, our president of the board of the Big Wave Group, Leslie Nordin. And Leslie once ran the Boston Marathon blindfolded so that she could show her blind and autistic son that anything is possible. And that tells you a lot already about this incredible person who's going to come and tell you about our project. And the Nordin family just arrived recently from Boston to come and prepare for their son to live at Big Wave. So we're very excited to have them here and excited to have Leslie tell you a little bit more about our project.
I feel like I need a taller stage with my height, but you know, hopefully my voice will make up for my lack of vertical height. I feel very low. So as Julie said, I'm Leslie Nordin, mom to Sawyer. And Sawyer just turned 20 years old in July. And shortly after he was born, we learned that Sawyer was completely blind. But it wasn't until he was 8 years old that we received a diagnosis of autism. He loves music. He's happy. He loves people. He loves to be around people. Loves to be outdoors. Knows every song he's ever heard. Loves to go on tandem bike rides with dad. Be out on the beach and swim in the pool and go on hikes, which is great for this area. Um, but as so many of you here know today, there's no roadmap for parenting a child with special needs. Your experience is vastly different from those of friends and family around you. And getting from point A to point B is never a straight line. It has so many twists and turns and a lot of obstacles thrown in your way. Our journey with Sawyer can also feel, or parenting a child like Sawyer can also feel extremely isolating. When you look around your community and the people around you are not facing the same challenges that you are, it's very, very easy to feel very alone. You can't just call up a friend or a family member and ask how they've handled a certain circumstance or faced a particular challenge. But despite all of those things that are vastly different with our journey with Sawyer, what we want as parents for him are the same as any other parent. We want Sawyer to have his days filled with things that he enjoys, things that challenge him. We want him to feel connected to people. We want him to feel like he's accepted and that he belongs. We want him to have friends, and we want him to have a community of his own. And that community can't be anchored in my husband and me, because we are not always going to be here. Simply put, we want to know that he is going to be okay when we're gone. And I know I'm speaking the same story of so many parents who are involved with our project. What's different, though parents all over have the same hopes and dreams for their kids that I just mentioned, our journey for getting there and our path to get there is very, very different. We cannot simply send them out into the world and tell them to find a community and a purpose for themselves. It takes a tremendous amount of care, foresight, and planning to create the conditions within which they can have these things. Recognizing this, Dayton and I, my husband Dayton and I, started looking for the right place for Sawyer for his post 21, 22-year life back when he was 14. We knew that there was not going to be a more important decision that we were going to make for him, but we also knew that there was not going to, it was going to be incredibly difficult to find a place that checked all of the boxes. We looked all over the country. We talked to people in the Northeast. We visited places in Arizona. We flew out to Southern California from Massachusetts. We visited places in Northern California. And after pinning our hopes on a lot of places that ultimately we decided were not the right fit, we luckily found Big Wave. We were drawn to Big Wave's commitment to creating a community hub for individuals with disabilities from all varying backgrounds and abilities and levels of independence throughout the Bay Area. We saw how this farm, already operating, reflected that sense of community by serving individuals, 1,600 individuals with disabilities throughout the Bay Area through day programs. We were really, really drawn to the passion, specifically Jeff Peck, your passion that Big Wave had to create something unique, something different for the very important and very unique, but often overlooked interests and needs of this underserved community. And now, after thousands and thousands of hours of time, energy, work, dedication, arguments, tears, laughter, celebration, we can now stand here and we can announce that construction is beginning. With this 50,000 square foot building, including 2 stories, a variety of apartments and common areas that are designed to encourage spontaneous and planned social gatherings, with a 10,000 square foot courtyard that will host gatherings and events and celebrations, with One Step Beyond Day program and Culinary Academy operating out of the first floor. We are doing what we needed to do. We are bringing that sense of community, we are bringing that sense of purpose, and we are bringing a fulfilling life and a sense of belonging to individuals in the IDD community. Sawyer himself is getting ready, or we are getting him ready, for all the opportunities that Big Wave will offer when we open our doors early in the spring of 2026. He's learning to work with farm tools. He's learning to develop skills that could help in the food service industry. Specifically, he's very good at sorting silverware and wrapping silverware. But most importantly, he is brushing up on his DJ and karaoke skills for all those dance parties that will be had at Big Wave. So he is going to be our DJ in residence. Dayton and I, there's really very few words that we can use to express our gratitude for being able to be a part of Big Wave. We feel the same sense of support, the same anchor of community that we found here multiple years ago when we became involved. And today we're surrounded by so many people whose generosity and hard work and commitment to our purpose, whether it be family, friends, local shop owners, builders, architects, bankers, local county officials, everyone here has made it possible for us to turn this dream into reality. And for that, I want to say thank you and let the building begin. Thank you.